Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this 17th day of February 2023. Well, it is 24 degrees and sunny in Brisbane. I'll tell you what, it's a glorious day out there. It just, for me personally, it is the best time because, it's not too hot, not too cold, a bit on the warm side, which is what I sort of prefer. So there you are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have for you today? Today we're going to be looking at some of the news updates, and finally we will be going to our daily India report. Well, federal government is going to hold the National Early Summit this year, getting into and getting on with the job in an earlier stage.
For parents at home juggling sleepless nights and nappies, they might be thinking, that's all great and high-minded, but what's it going to mean for me? And so I put that question to the Early Childhood Minister, Anne Ali, who's co-chairing the summit today, and she spoke quite movingly about her own 2-year-old's battle with a hearing loss that she didn't pick up until he went to daycare, and her fears that many other Australian children are still slipping through the cracks. In her case, it was a happy story, but here's what she had to say about how these early interventions at this stage of life can be so important for families.
Because we picked it up at 2, and because we picked it up early enough that there was no long-term hearing damage, he was able to get surgery. As soon as he got that surgery, he started talking, and he hasn't shut up since. But he went on to become dux of his school. Right? That is an example of how we can get it right in those first 5 years.
Yeah, Anne Ali there. Well, Connor, what else does the government hope will come out of this?
Lisa, it's things that can be as simple and practical as just being able to get trustworthy advice on everything from sleeping to reading to all the different things that parents grapple with, often, as I know, without any kind of user manual. And here's what the Social Services Minister, Amanda Rishworth, had to say about what parents might see in real terms from better government coordination.
As a parent myself, having a reliable place to go to for information and advice is just one example. Knowing, how much tummy time to do, the messages around reading to your kids every night. Those are the sorts of things that can support parents.
All right, we'll see what comes out of the conference. Thanks, Connor.
Hopefully, there is some good findings out of that. An early intervention, and if it's found at an early stage, treatments are much more effective there as well. Well, there is a new Pacific visa to boost Australian regional influence, and I reckon that we do need our, regional workers here in Australia.
A family call from across the seas.
It's high time that Australia steps up and make us understand that we truly are a Pacific family.
With job shortages at home, the possibility of finding work further afield, welcome news.
A few to go to Australia, I would say, is going to help.
To enter the ballot, people need to be aged between 18 and 45 with basic English language skills, have a formal job offer in Australia and meet health and character checks. Eligible countries include Timor-Leste, Fiji, Kiribati, Nauru, Samoa, Papua New Guinea, the Solomons and Vanuatu. The new scheme unveiled just a day after the diplomatic red carpet was rolled out for Vanuatu's Prime Minister on an official visit to Canberra.
Our security and the security of the Pacific are entwined, and rebuilding our relationships there are vital.
The federal opposition not against the idea.
We know that there is a need for skilled and unskilled workers in this country.
Some countries had raised concerns their skilled workers would flock to apply for the visa, prompting the random lottery-style scheme to be adopted.
Which is also designed to ensure that we don't contribute to brain drain.
The ballot process could also be used in the future by Australia's other temporary and permanent migration programs.
The visa program has value on multiple fronts. There's the clear economic spin-offs, but it's also an exercise in soft diplomacy. The federal government believing it's another tool to help it gain the upper hand in the battle with countries such as China for influence in the Pacific. Matthew Doran, ABC News.
Well, there we go. We're looking to our Pacific neighbours, and I think that's good. And I think that a ballot system is better rather than choosing people, as long as they do meet those criteria. And one of the key criteria there is a job letter, an offer from an Australian firm. That won't be too hard to get under the current circumstances, would it? So there you go. It's good to see our Pacific Island nations, they're very good. They're very good workers. Their work ethic is our par on many of the other countries, without naming any country. But, the work ethics of the Pacific Island nations, Fiji included, are very good. They're very hard workers, not afraid of work, and hands-on, without the tendency of delegation only. So they have lived up with this kind of conditions, and they're very good workers. Well, right now, ladies and gentlemen, time to go to our daily India report.
Welcome to the Daily India Report that brings you reports, interviews, features and more on India and the Indian diaspora. Northeast Indian state of Tripura is holding elections on 16 February 2023 for the 60 assembly seats. The counting of votes will take place on March 2nd. In the first of the three Northeast Indian states to go to polls for the state assemblies, Tripura voted on February 16th. The polling for the Tripura Assembly election started early morning amid tight security. Former arch-rivals Congress and CPIM have joined hands to dislodge the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party. But there is a triangular contest. The ruling BJP and its alliance partner Indigenous Peoples Front of Tripura are pitted against the Left Congress Alliance and Tipra Motha, the newest regional party in the state. The BJP is contesting 55 seats and its ally on 6 seats, but both parties have fielded their candidates from the MP Nagar constituencies. The left, which includes the CPM, Forward Bloc, Communist Party of India and Revolutionary Socialist Party, is contesting 47 seats while Congress on 13 seats. The Tipra Motha, headed by Royal Scion Pradyot Kishore Debarma, is contesting 42 seats. The counting of votes will be done on March 2nd. Topmost Indian American leader Nikki Haley, a US Republican Party leader, former US ambassador to UN and former South Carolina state governor, has formally launched her presidential campaign on February 15th. Nikki Haley is perhaps the first person of India origin PIO woman to formally launch a campaign for the US presidency. Nikki announced her 2024 campaign for the White House on February 15th, pitching herself to voters as part of a new generation of Republicans who can win at the ballot box. Haley did what few would do a few years ago. She introduced herself as a proud daughter of Indian immigrants, pitching a new future for the Republican Party. Haley noted her parents who were in the audience and said, quote, "My parents left India in the search of a better life. They found it in Bamberg, South Carolina, with a population of 2,500. Our little town came to love us, but it wasn't always easy. We were the only Indian family. Nobody knew who we were, what we were, and why we were there. But my parents knew. And every day they reminded my brothers and my sister that even on our worst day, we are blessed to live in America." End quote. Haley's parents hail from rural areas of Punjab state in North India, and they moved to Amritsar before emigrating to America in the early 1960s. Haley has often been heard talking about her Indian heritage, something that she even leaned into a video declaring her candidacy on February 14th. Vodafone Idea is in advanced discussions with telecom equipment makers for its 5G rollout strategy in select Indian cities. Telecom major Vodafone Idea has started advanced discussions with telecom equipment makers for its 5G rollout strategy and will comply with minimum 5G rollout obligations. India's number 3 carrier is expected to soon launch its services in select Indian cities. Vodafone Idea already has live 5G clusters in Delhi and Pune, where it has partnered with various OEMs to test the compatibility of available 5G handsets. Further, it is in the advanced stages of discussion with various network vendors for the finalization of the rollout strategy. The telecom operator is waiting for funding to be in place. after which it will expedite its rollout to have a presence in the geographies that matter, particularly in the context of 5G. The minimum rollout obligations state that telcos have to launch services in licensed service areas in both metro and non-metro cities in the first year of spectrum acquisition. The government allotted 5G spectrum to all carriers on 18 August 2022. Vodafone Idea is in the early stages of 5G deployment and it does not see any change in the overall trends in terms of subscriber movement across categories. The Adani Group is in talks with lenders to repay a $500 million bridge loan facility it had taken to buy controlling stakes in cement companies ACC Limited and Ambuja Cements Limited. India's embattled Adani Group is in talks with lenders to repay a $500 million bridge loan facility it had taken to buy controlling stakes in cement companies ACC Limited and Ambuja Cements Limited 2022. The Adani Group is looking to repay the bridge loan with cash this month. The loan had a tenure of 6 months and was part of a larger $5.25 billion financing package. This comes a day after the group said its companies face no material refinancing risk or near-term liquidity issues. This is the group's largest attempt to calm investors spooked by a US short seller's critical report on its business practices. The loan was underwritten by Barclays, Deutsche Bank, and Standard Chartered. The financial consortium lending to Adani also includes DBS, MUFG, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation, First Abu Dhabi Bank, Intesa, and Mizuho. Amravati is the capital of Andhra Pradesh state in India. The city has rich cultural and religious heritage. Amravati is also a major Buddhist pilgrimage site and the city recently got a facelift and is attracting many tourists and pilgrims. Located on the banks of Krishna in the Guntur district is the cultural city of Amravati, the capital of Andhra Pradesh. The city is a treasure trove of cultural and religious experiences and is one of the major pilgrimage sites but a less known tourist attraction of India. The ancient city was an important center of Mahayana Buddhism. This made the city a crucial pilgrimage site and people from nearby regions and all over India used to throng to the place. Despite being such an important pilgrimage site, Amravati is still not on the list of famous pilgrimage sites in India, as over time, many sculptures were either destroyed or taken away. The site remained in ruins for a very long time until recently, when the state government decided to give it a facelift. The Amravati Stupa is one such site that went through a lot of destruction over the years. The site is now under the Archaeological Survey of India. Whatever structures survived, they were taken to several museums in India and abroad. Several efforts were made to put Amravati on the Buddhist circuit in India once again. As a result, the 125 feet Dhyana Buddha statue was constructed in Amravati. Recently, a number of tourist facilities were inaugurated at the Dhyan Buddha Vanam site. These include a tourist facilitation center, meditation hall, open-air theatre, restaurant, interpretation center and landscape garden. This project's main aim is to bring back the lost grandeur of the erstwhile Buddhist center. India continued its winning streak in the ICC Women's T20 World Cup as it defeated West Indies by 6 wickets. Indian women's cricket team defeated the West Indies by 6 wickets in their second group stage match of the Women's T20 World Cup on February 15th. Batting first, West Indies put on a total of 118 by 6 in 20 overs. India, on the other hand, showed a decent bowling performance with Deepti Sharma becoming the highest wicket taker for India. Deepti also became the first Indian women bowler to claim 100 T20 international wickets. In reply, India lost some early wickets but opener Shefali Verma held one end and scored 28 of 23 balls. Richa Ghosh and captain Harmanpreet Kaur then powered India with a partnership of 72 runs. Richa showed some trademark boundaries display while scoring 44 of 32 balls and hitting the winning run. Harmanpreet, on the other hand, displayed her class and patience while scoring 33. Deepti Sharma was announced as the player of the match for taking 4 wickets and conceding only 15 in 4 overs. India continued their winning spree after defeating their arch-rival Pakistan by 7 wickets in their opening group stage match on 12 February. India women will now take on the England team on February 20. After introducing the plot in its first trailer, producers of Bollywood superstar Akshay Kumar's film Selfie have released the second trailer. Let's take a peek.
कोई भी ओम प्रकाश अग्रवाल तुम्हें कैसे हरा सकता है?
तो अग्रवाल साहब कैसा लग रहा है एक सुपरस्टार से टक्कर लेकर?
क्या इस बार भी एक सेलिब्रिटी इस मामले से आसानी से बच जाएगा?
Akshay Kumar and Imran Hashmi's starrer Selfie is creating the right amount of hype, which one relates to the two stars. Since the release of its first trailer, the emotional drama has been the highlight, showing a merciless fight between a superstar and his biggest fan. Continuing to tease the fans, producers have released the second trailer of the film. The trailer starts with the dialogue, "रावण को श्री राम से टकराने की हिम्मत इसलिए मिली क्योंकि वो श्री राम का भक्त था। आपसे टकराने की हिम्मत सर मुझे आपसे ही मिली है." The film's plotline is based on an RTO inspector Imran Hashmi, the biggest fan of Bollywood superstar Vijay Kumar, played by Akshay Kumar. He has only one dream, and that is to take a selfie with him. But when he gets a chance, the turn of events creates a misunderstanding between the two. Directed by Raj Mehta, the film's starcast includes Akshay Kumar, Imran Hashmi, Nusrat Bharucha, Diana Penty in the lead roles. That's all for this bulletin of the Daily India Report.
And thank you very much, Simran, for that wonderful report. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all we have for you in this segment today. And until tomorrow, it's goodbye from us. We will see you then back at 9 a.m. Tomorrow. Oh, sorry, tomorrow will be 10 a.m. There we go.